Hello, my name's Alex from Prepper International. This is my effort at making cider. It's very important you have some skills. Now, I'm not much of a carpenter. I'm probably not going to be able to build a first-class cabin out in the woods. Probably not even a very good camera person. But I can make beer and wine, and sometimes a little something harder. I thought I would start with the simplest things today. Making apple cider. Now what we see right here is the ingredients. I'm starting off with 3 liters of juice. Apple juice and some pomegranate and cherry juice. I selected the 100% juice. Luckily for me, this is actually the cheapest juice in Georgia. That cost me about 11 lari, which comes out to under $4. Georgians tend to like things sweeter and, I don't know, with more sugar and additives, even without the fizz. So the pure, unadulterated juices are actually cheaper, which is what I'm looking for. Now here is the juice in question. I've already mixed it together. It wasn't that interesting, so I thought I would just do it in advance. The ingredients we're going to need: juice, yeast. It's not very appealing looking. It's just dry, active yeast put into a little bit of warm water and then allowed to bubble. It's coming along lovely. We don't need that much of it. It's gonna go just fine on its own. And we need a balloon. Now, if I was really first class, I would have a fancy, what they call airlock. But I don't have an airlock here in Georgia, and I don't know where to find one. So balloons work just fine. How this works is when you put juice and yeast together, the yeast eats the sugar and produces carbon dioxide and alcohol. Some people have referred to this as farting carbon dioxide and pissing alcohol. That's fine too. Now, why you would want an airlock is to keep foreign objects from getting in and allowing the gas to get out. This balloon will work just fine. It will essentially inflate as the carbon dioxide builds up, and then as the alcohol levels increase to the point where there is no more sugar, the balloon will deflate, telling you it's time to rack. Rack simply means pouring it into another container and letting it sit there and finish up its job. Eventually, all the yeast will stop growing and you will have clean cider. Okay, let's get started. This is a complicated process. If only I had 3 hands or an assistant, but I don't. This is the container I was going to put the wine into. I'm almost tempted to just use this container. That will involve less switching back and forth. You know, that's what I'm going to do. I like that one because it has a narrow neck, but this will do just fine as well. Now, what is this? What do you ask is this? This is a sample of the juice I made, and this is a fancy thing I forgot the name of, but it measures sugar content. So I'm going to put it in and measure the sugar content. Now, this is in Russian, so I have a hard time with this. But I believe what you're looking at right there, if you can see it, is the specific gravity. That's one measure of how much sugar is in it. Another measure is over here. It's not cooperating with me. That shows you the sugar content in something like plateaus or something. But either way, I'll write this down, shake it nice, And I will see, let's just see, I think that's the plateaus, and it comes to about 12. I'm going to write it down in my little... I will use this later to try to get an idea of the alcohol content. You don't really need to do this, but it makes me feel like I'm doing something useful and scientific. Now, I have the juice here. I have just taken my highly scientific measure of specific gravity or plateaus, and now I'm going to take this lovely stuff. Looks so good. This is activated yeast. We start off with dry activated yeast. Now we have wet activated yeast. And glump, 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 glump. That's it. That's all there is to it. Oh, look how pretty that is. Well, you know, we don't do this because yeast is so delicious. We do this because we like the juice with a little bit of alcohol. There's lots of benefits to alcohol. It's good for your heart and your blood, and it also helps preserve the juice. Hey, you don't want this juice going bad, do you? So here we have it. That's it. I'm done. Like I said, I really didn't need to do this, but it just makes me feel like, you know, like I'm doing something really high end when I take scientific measurements. Frankly, all we're going to do here is let that yeast go. I'm going to put my little balloon in, and I'm going to have to put the camera down. I know you're not ever supposed to do this, but that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully I'll be able to edit out my table. Okay, that was exciting, wasn't it? That's it. We got a little balloon here. Over time, it'll start to inflate. And in about 2 weeks, I should have some pretty drinkable apple cider. I think it's going to be awesome. Okay, that's it for me. Take care.